It's time now for Friday with the Fuzz with our very special guest, Chief Jeff Swoboda.
All right. Well, thank you, Roy. I'm here with the Chief. Chief, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Happy Friday, everyone.
I think it's been 2 weeks since you've been back here.
Yeah, because I was in the IACP, and Bill and Commander Lally were in.
I think Mike Green was gone the previous week, so you haven't seen Mike Green in a while.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, so next week should be a big show.
Nice.
We'll save some good stuff for it.
There you go.
And he's coming back today, and he might be listening now. So we'll go with a couple things that happened this week. We did have a drug bust at a house. We busted a house with cocaine this week.
Yeah, earlier this week, our narcotics unit formed a search warrant over in the 1800 block of Mark Avenue, and arrested 2 subjects that there was cocaine inside the home, and so they were arrested for unlawful possession of cocaine and unlawful possession with the intent to deliver cocaine, so for selling of the cocaine. And so it was a nice arrest by our narcotics unit. Yeah.
It was I think it was like a month-long investigation. You guys kind of just do the thing and get it out of the way, get a warrant, and kind of arrest them.
Yeah, especially those drug investigations. A lot of times people will call and wonder, how long are things going to take? And it depends, because it could be someone who's selling something out of their house and it's just them at a certain time, and it can be not that any of the investigations are necessarily easy type of thing, but it could be a not as in-depth of an investigation that's needed. Others, though, once we find out how many, we have to determine if they own the house and they live there, it's very easy. Mm-hmm. If they're selling from a place that they don't own and there's multiple people maybe who live there, figuring out who's inside the home takes a little bit of time. Excuse me. And also then, we want to make sure we find out who's all selling it, so we don't just go in and arrest one person where then the remaining people will then just pick up the going on drug trade. So figuring all of that out and then making the arrest takes time. And then also once we make that arrest, we want to see, if we talk with the people and find out, where are they getting it from. And so many times it's working through to get it, it's not just about the arrest, it's really about ending the problem in that neighborhood. We know that making an arrest on drug dealers, sometimes it may make them decide not to do it again, hopefully after some type of jail sentence. But other times, they're just going to move, or somebody who gets away with it, their friend gets arrested, but they didn't. They just moved to another location. And so we know a lot of times with the drug trade, we're just displacing crime. We're moving it from one location to another. But it definitely solves it for that neighborhood at that time, so that's why we work so hard on those.
Kind of sticking with the drug trade just a little bit here, with arresting a drug house that was dealing cocaine, obviously, and putting them in jail, do you try to get them to kind of work with you? Do they try to work with you a little bit if there's more, if you want to try to get higher up, to try to even further dismay the supply heading into the city or heading into the area? Because I know there's a lot of times where it kind of depends on, I guess, the people you're dealing with, and maybe a possible gang-related drug trade you're dealing with, but is there instances where people are willing to help and try to get, where they're getting theirs from and try to go up higher?
Yeah, because you hit it right on the head. That's exactly what it is. And so once we make the arrest, we always talk with the person, where are you getting your drugs from? Many times people won't want to talk. Other times people, if, they want help, and if they have a very bad addiction, and, they don't care about, the crime necessarily, the sentence that's going to happen. They just want to get help. So we work with people to get them the help that they need. Hopefully they can kick the habit if they're they're committing that crime and using drugs because their addiction. Because there's so many other issues that go with it. There's with it there are crimes, a lot of burglaries that are happening. People, drug dealers don't just take money. They'll many times take PlayStations and Game Boys and different types of technologies, smartphones. They'll trade, they'll barter, possessions for cocaine. And so where do people get those possessions but going and stealing from other people? Breaking into cars, breaking into homes. So we're always going to debrief people after we make an arrest on how bad is your habit, what's going on, how much are you using, where are you getting it from, where do you get your money. Many times people don't want to talk to us. Other times people are scared. They don't want to get the arrest. They just want help, and so they'll talk with us. So it's kind of it depends whether or not how much information they give us.
And how much factor do you put into with arresting, with drug arrests, and going into getting search warrants? You have people calling you all the time about other things as well, other different scams. I know we were talking a little bit beforehand about some of the senior scams and how my debit card was compromised. But you're getting a lot of calls of a lot of people posting just kind of bogus information. So either it could be drug related, it could be it could be assault related, it could be even deadly Ebola virus related. But so what would you have to tell people out there in the community when you have to deal with something that you don't necessarily know or haven't heard from? How does the Elgin Police Department deal with that?
Well, I mean that's a great question, because it is now with the social media being what it is.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be, not everyone. We have close to 10,000 followers, and Chrissy was just making the point that just recently that how far our posts are going is really we're getting a lot of reach with it. We're putting out information that's being shared hundreds of times, and so it's reaching 50, 60,000 different people have viewed the page. So the reach is really great. That's positive. The negative side of it is people see that, they know that we have 10,000 people that follow us on Facebook, so many try to hop on our page and get something going, and they think if they post there, they might be able to get their message out to 10,000 people and share. So, we can worry about our page and know that the information we have, and the community can know that the information that we have on the Elgin Police Department page is accurate, and we stand by the information we have. However, anyone can go out there and say, this happened or that happened, and put it online, and you'll get many people then sharing that same information. Then they'll be calling us or emailing us. We don't really spend a lot of time clearing up rumors, because we just can't. That's all Christy would be doing is responding to just bogus information out there. So I just tell people, get your news from a news source that you trust, and don't rely on other people, because I see it all the time. And I'll see quotes of things that I supposedly said, and just know that's completely not true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend my day either trying to fix other people's quotes. So it's and especially with the police department, you talked about one of the we get bogus information out there. Being beating on the police department can be easy. You can get a lot of people to jump on board too. So all you have to do is say, I was stopped last night and the officer was a jerk, and you'll get hundreds of people hopping on board saying, I was stopped too and my officer was a jerk. Yeah, they're all jerks, and then you'll get just this grand chain of events and posts that are going to the internet. So what I caution everyone about is just get your news from a source that you trust. There's a lot of people out there who want to put out information that's just completely bogus, and just know who you're getting your news from. And we don't respond to rumors, so if we ask people, don't post things to us and just say, is this true, is that true? If it's a big issue, somebody saying a major crime occurred, we're going to respond. But some minor things, the other day, someone, and our followers are great, they give us a lot of good information, but we had something, I just saw a helicopter over Elgin, what's going on? Well, we're not gonna track that down. We can say, it's not for us, it's not for the Elgin Police, but whether it was a medical one, whether it was a traffic one, we're not going to follow that up. So I think people have kind of relied on the Elgin Police Department a lot, which is great, and we do what we can to get the information back out to people. But it's getting a lot of activity going on the Facebook page for the Elgin Police Department, which is a good thing. But it's taking up a lot of time, and we're getting a lot of good information out there. But kind of a long answer to your short question: how do you know that the information you're getting? Yeah, a lot of bogus information. Get it from a source you trust.
Yep, exactly. So the police department is hiring. I know you're in background, you're checking backgrounds and things for the police officers, but now you're hiring in the telecommunications department?
Yep, those are, what's a telecommunicator? It's the 911 dispatchers. A lot of people kind of know them as that. Tough job, job that they're 24/7. Elgin has our own communication center, and very busy at times, and just great work that comes out of there, but it's not for anyone. So if anybody thinks they want to be a 911 dispatcher, maybe make an appointment. Adam Schussler's the sergeant over the division, and so if they can come up, take a tour, or see what it's like before they apply, and make sure it's something that they may want to get involved with. But if they know other dispatchers or maybe working someplace else, want to come to Elgin, or somebody who maybe wants to get involved in the law enforcement, but they don't necessarily want to be a police officer, that's probably as close to being a police officer without actually being out there as you can be, because you're right in it. I mean, they're the first responders. I mean, they're talking with someone on the phone who's frantic many times, trying to get the information and trying to get it out to the officers at the same time. So very tough job, but we are hiring through next Friday. It's a very rewarding job. They do fantastic work. I mean, there's, not a year that goes by where I don't give someone a life-saving award up there, because they do so much. They explain to people how to save lives over the phone, where they go through some emergency medical dispatch and giving pre-arrival instructions to people when someone's having a heart attack. How to start giving someone CPR before the ambulance gets there or the police officers get there. So it's a great career. And if anybody wants more information, they could just go to the City of Elgin website and go to the Human Resources area. There's a whole write-up on what a telecommunicator is and how do you apply.
Extremely important job. So also, speaking of, you're hiring through next Friday for that. Speaking of next week, we've got a couple ceremonies and fundraisers next week. We've got Veterans Day coming up next week, so we have the event for Veterans Day and that ceremony. A couple other events, the Ecker Center's Festival of the Trees next Saturday, I believe.
Next Saturday's actually, yeah, that's right.
Right. So,
It's already coming up.
I mean, we got the weather this morning, and I think we're gonna have snow on Tuesdays. Anything with the Elgin Police Department? You guys prepared for the winter? I mean, is there going to be an influx of calls? Probably an influx of public people on the side of the road. So.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting whenever the first snow falls, and it's all of us, but we kind of forget what it's like to drive in the snow, and so everyone we'll have unfortunately multiple accidents, people sliding off the road. So we've got plenty of warning. I didn't realize that, but already next week we're going to have our first. It'll be a white festival of trees. So it sounds like so.
Fortunately, unless things kind of speed up in the meteorological department, it's saying that it's going to be Tuesday where we're getting the chance of snow. But Veterans Day we should be good. Wait, Tuesday is
Wait, Tuesday is?
Yes.
For some reason I thought it was Monday. See, never mind. That's what I get for...
Thanks for hopping in.
That's what I get. Good talk, Rusty. Good talk.
That was good input, though. And then we got about a minute left here. Thanks, Roy, for giving us 1 minute. We had a couple of events last week as well. We had the CERT fundraiser. I heard that went well. Was that with the fire department as well?
Yeah. Commander Anna Lally was out there, and Chief Fahey from the fire department. We were out, and our CERT, Community Emergency Response Team, and Karen Flanagan and the whole group were out there. And they did a fundraiser. They really were out there just to mostly spread education and make sure people are prepared. A lot of things you could do going into each season, preparing yourself and your home. And the CERT is a fantastic program. Anybody who doesn't know about CERT, we can spend a lot of time talking about it. But refer you to our website, Community Emergency Response Team. You get training so that when disaster strikes, you can step up and help your community, and they do a great program. I know Karen's trained over 500 people, I think, and our current CERT team in CERT 2 is up there. I think we have more than 50 people who can respond at any given time. And they were out there flipping burgers, and they then had a contest, and Commander Lally was able to pull it off and win for the police department on the thing. Yeah, so it was good, but it was a nice time. A lot of firefighters showed up, a lot of police officers. They had some trucks out there. We had our K9 out there. Our BAT was out there. So a lot of, it sounded like it was a fantastic event. Sorry I missed it.
Yeah, well, it's always good to have another great event, especially coupling the fire department with the police department. And then also everything election-wise went well. No problems, didn't hear anything. And
went well as far as, I'm not choosing a side here
as far as
like it went. Yes, there was no crime. Yes. There were no issues that I'm aware of as far as issues at the polling places with, sometimes we'll get calls of people, violating a law by being too close or something, but I don't think we had any of that this year, and if it was, it must have been handled very, very well, and it never made it up to me, so smooth election from the police department standpoint.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like it was a smooth week. We'll have a couple events next week. I hope the weather holds to be fine for us. I know it's going to be a little cold, a little white, but we'll be all right.
We know it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. We'll be prepared. We've done it before. We've definitely done it before. Jeff, thanks for coming in once again.
Well, thanks a lot for having me, and you guys
gotta say before we go though, we gotta say congratulations on the Elgin Police Department being named as first runner-up for the International Association of Chiefs of Police Award.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when we were down there. We picked it up. Yeah. It's exciting. It's I think it's probably, we did a press release yesterday. I know it's on our Facebook, but yeah, and it's really a testament to just all the work that members. And the best thing about this award, real quick, is it's not one unit or one division or one person. It's really the entire department. It's everything from patrol to investigations to rope officers. Everybody working together with the community to reduce burglaries, and we reduced them to, I think, a 20-year low last year, so it was a fantastic job. Everybody recognized by the International Association of Chiefs of Police, over 120 applicants put in from around the world, Canada, Australia, everything, and the Elgin Police Department was highlighted for just doing a fantastic job, so I was very proud of the Elgin Police Department last week.
All right, as are we, so excellent. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, absolutely, I'll be here.
All right, we'll probably see Mike Green as well. We'll hopefully.
Probably.
Little car, but
I'm at the ready if you need it.
We know. You're
always good. Pearls, right? Jump in and help us out.
That's right.
All right, well, you're listening to AM 1410, WRMN.
In Elgin.